Hey, Wixman Ray here. Hey, we're almost winding down the week here. It's Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Hey, I wanted to start out showing you the snowfall. So we've been showing you these reports. These seem to be a little more accurate. This is this chart I showed you yesterday. But I wanted to show you this because these are more accurate, these reports. I think that snowfall analysis is not completely accurate there. So we're looking at California here. I wanted to just show you how much snow they've gotten out there. This is over the last 72 hours, so pretty much the whole event. I mean, there's 65, 70 inches. One place had 92 inches. So, I mean, you're getting, 6, 7, 8 feet of snow in parts. Look at that 73. That's a little over 6 feet. Um, and then you got stuff all around it, a foot or less. So, yeah, even over in the Carson City, they had 1 to 3 inches, and then farther north up there, yeah, that's the mountains there near Reno. They got up 30 inches there, Mount Rose. Yeah, but up around Reno, they had 3 to 6 inches. It looks like just south of there, 8 inches, and Washoe, Washoe County. That's Washoe City, I think. Yeah, Virginia City had 15 inches. Wow. I know Fallon has gotten some snow. They're over here, I think, but sorry. Oh yeah, they're over here, but they haven't reported. But I have my friends over there. They've got a couple inches of snow they've had over the last couple days. Yeah, and then the rest of California, I mean, you look at that. I mean, you got 46, 37, 60, and this is down there closer to Yosemite. And then these other mountains, up to 8 inches or so, 12 inches there up in Northern California. So a lot of snow for the mountains there out there in California. This is that Mount Charleston near Vegas, 20 inches, 20, 21. So bunch of snow up there. Obviously, not much snow down in Vegas. It's too warm there. But yeah, yeah, even down by Kingman. That's on the peak. They got 5 inches out by Flagstaff. Looks like 4 to 3 to 6 inches from the storm, and this is over the last 72 hours. Yeah, it looks like up there at the ski resorts, 19, 18 inches up in the Wasatch, up from Salt Lake City there for so a lot of snow for looks like down in the valleys, and there's some fives, 1 to 5, so they got some down in Salt Lake there. Even up north in Ogden, 3 to almost 4 inches. Yeah, up into Idaho, yeah, in the valleys, looks like close to 3 inches in parts, a little more up here by Idaho Falls, 3 to 7. No reports out of Boise, but yeah, and then just kind of scattered about, so you can see all the snow reports. See what they got out here in Colorado. Yeah, up in the mountains, they had over a foot, 8 to 16. I'm seeing up even up into Wyoming, over a foot in these mountains out here. Yeah, Cheyenne looks like 3 to 5 or in that range. Yeah, it snowed all up through here. Pretty good amounts up here. Look at this, man. Up here by the lakes, man, over a foot, almost over 2 feet, 28. Yeah, a lot of snow. I think they might have had kind of lake effect coming from the east because the winds were coming this way, so there might have been some lake effect because it's all right near the lake there. Over a foot, 2 feet in some parts. Yeah, a lot of snow up there, up around Minneapolis. It looks like they've had upwards of 8, 9 inches. So a bunch of snow up there. Yeah, and then over into Wisconsin, the northern part, closer you get to these lakes, man, they had over a foot up there, 8, 9, 10, 16 up there at Alouez, is that how you say it, in Michigan, the UP of Michigan? Yeah, so a lot of snow, some small amounts, about 2 inches up in New York. That was along that boundary yesterday, and then a little bit up here in northern Maine, but that's over the last 30, 72 hours. Yeah, even way down here, this is north of this is north of Tucson, up in the mountains, 2 inches. Yeah, some of the mountains in up here at a couple inches. So yeah, even over into New Mexico, a few inches of snow. So mainly Yeah, not too far from Santa Fe, it looks like. But yeah. All right, we spent enough time talking about that. Hey, so here's our infrared satellite view. It's pretty active. There's a lot going on here. So this is our last storm. This is storm number 3 of the 3 that we've been talking about this past few days this week. Bringing and I'll show you there's bringing more snow out here and rain to the valleys of California. Looks like, what did I do? Did I stop the loop here? There we go. Then you got this northern wave too up there in Washington, bringing some precip up there. This is the remnants of that storm 2 here, and it kind of goes all the way back over here. So you got some snow going on up in Nebraska. I think there's some up here. We'll look at the observations. Um, Back in here, there's some thunderstorms activity. There's a couple cells. They're expecting some severe weather today. SPC's got a risk area from, this part, like parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, into Kentucky, because so this kind of general area down here. Um, so they could see some pretty good thunderstorms with chance of tornadoes, hail, and high winds. So threat of all 3 severe weather with those thunderstorms. So be on the lookout if you live out in these areas. And this is part of that second system. The first system, this is what's the remnants of. You can kind of see it stretches. There's still some light snow probably going on up here, up in northern Minnesota. It's up what, near Duluth it looks like, and yeah. So and this might be a little bit of remnants of that first one too. They're kind of coming up here into Canada and kind of just dying. So yeah, and then down here, this is mostly high cloud streaming across. This is the subtropical jet. You can see a little piece down here of the subtropical jet. And then this stuff down here, you see this light, this grayish looking. This is lower cloud underneath. That's just because they're warmer clouds because they're lower. Yeah. And we'll just quickly show you our day cloud that we like to show you. Yeah, all this white, whitish, whatever it shows up on your computer screen, lighter color, that's all that low cloud under there. The oranges are the higher cloud above it. Yeah, you can see up here, see that right there? That's a thunderstorm. And this is a good enhancement. In fact, we'll zoom in down there. But those are thunderstorms going on. Those are more convectively. Out here, some showers. Those look a little convectively, but we'll take a close look here. We'll go up there around Indiana if I get in the right spot. Where am I? I think that's it. That might get it. Come on. You can do it, computer. Come on. You gonna respond here? It's not liking what I'm doing here. Sorry about that, guys. There's some glitching going on with this computer. All right. Well, all right. Are we not gonna work? Okay. Well, there's an issue here. So we'll try one more time. Nope. It's not. It's not gonna work for me. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes this site's a little glitchy. All right, we're going to the surface observations. We will show the radar of that, but so we'll start out west here. Yeah, so we got some rain, moderate rain down by LA. Come on, Obs, you can come back. Here we go. A little bit of winds in some parts here down there, and I think that's Santa Barbara or Sandberg. Gusting up to about 40 miles an hour. Yeah, so there's some light to moderate rains out here all through California. Relatively cool for California standards in the 50s and mid 40s, 50s. That must be a higher elevation. There's snow in there, 31. Yeah, and then back here, yeah, this is up in we got some heavy snow going on at Lake Tahoe, Truckee, Blue Canyon, some other places. So yeah, getting some heavy snow up there, getting their last hurrah here before they get a couple day break before the next one comes in late Sunday and Monday, I believe. Yeah, even Reno, it's snowing out here in western Nevada. Reno, Carson City's got some moderate snow, almost towards Fallon. That's Lovelock. Might get some flurries here or there. Yeah, and yeah, so that's what's going on out west. Yeah, up north. Yeah, that other little wave. We see some snow going on up here, light snow. So moderate snow there. So get a little snow out there in Washington, the interior parts. Yeah, a little light flurry still going on in Montana with them clouds we saw up there. A little bit down here in Rapid City, North or South Dakota. Looks like some pretty good snows out in Nebraska. This is probably some moderate stuff, at least, maybe even heavy in spots. Pretty good bands right through there. So, yeah, it's getting chilly too in the teens. Wow, 10 to 17. It's gusty winds too, gusting up. Wow, 40, almost 50-mile-an-hour winds. So, pretty gusty along I-80 here, and this all most of Nebraska there with that storm that's moving through there. Yeah, and then it looks like we got some stuff. This probably is rain because the temperatures are above freezing. So yeah, it looks like yeah, this is almost looking. This is showery looking stuff. Might get some thunder out of that. It's moving into Illinois, and that's that general area where they're expecting the possible severe thunderstorms. This stuff here looks like it could be some thunderstorms kind of developing, and it's at northern Kentucky, parts of Indiana there. But yeah, these are the ones I wanted to show you. Yeah, look at that. That's a pretty strong thunderstorm up there in northern. What's this? Fort Wayne. So just west of Fort Wayne there. Pretty good thunderstorm. More showers up here. This looks like just some heavier rain up here into Michigan. Temperatures might be a little bit on the cool side. I guess they could get some thunder out of that. Yeah, so that's what that whole system I showed you, all them clouds. And then back here, this is Ohio, west northern part of West Virginia, Maryland, towards DC. Looks like some showers. Then some stuff down here into Virginia, some shower activity. Doesn't look like a lot of thunder. I mean, you can't rule it out, but yeah, we'll have to watch it. And then pretty warm across the south. Man, they're approaching 80 all through this area, mid 70s to 80s, but it's still breezy, 25, 30 mile an hour winds from the south, southwest. So, yeah, it's warm down in Florida in the 80s, most places. Ice in Texas. There's still a little bit of winds out here in this part of the country. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Just a quick overview. So yeah, so I'll start with the European model. There's some little subtle differences. Well, kind of big differences really for the weekend with that storm on the East Coast that we were been taught show that the American model's been shown. So I want to show you the different solutions, what's going on. So this is the European. So this is now. So you can see that snow out in Nevada, western Nevada, and to the Sierras, and then the rain all through most of California there. Here's our system out here with the snow in Nebraska, up into Montana. There's some snow up here. I forgot to look at that. Let's go back and look at that and see what's. Yeah, there's still some snow up there and by near Duluth and up in this part of Minnesota. Yeah, even yeah, kind of way up here into going into Canada and a little bit back here in North Dakota. So there's still some lingering snow with that system up there, that first system that we saw. So, whoops, come on, stop that. All right, so yeah, and then this is that showery thunderstorm activity. You can kind of see these splotches of darker colors, reds. I can't zoom in on this, but yeah. So this is kind of indicating it's unstable through here, and there's a chance of thunderstorms. So with this low pressure that's developed over near Kansas City area. So yeah, we'll kind of go through this. So this is this evening. So yeah, they're showing like Illinois, Indiana, down to Kentucky, maybe even down towards Tennessee, possibly some showers and thunderstorms. Some could be severe today through this general area. And then out here, yeah, little showery. I mean, I guess you can't rule out a thunderstorm. This is more of the warm front. So I mean, they're showing some pockets of heavier stuff in kind of in here, mostly out over the water, but so something to keep an eye on if you're out there in Virginia. What do they call that? Delmarva area, Peninsula. That's not never really lived out there, so that's not my strong point, but I know a little bit about the area. Okay, so this is going overnight here. So yeah, it looks like, so this is at, around midnight out there. So you got a pretty good, might have some storms ongoing across Indiana, Ohio, down here into Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. There might still be some thunderstorms. So they might be strong to severe still going into tonight. So keep an eye on. We'll talk about this in a minute. And then that just kind of, we'll get some snow on the back end too. Back here in Iowa and Wisconsin. Looks like it might clip Chicago there Friday morning maybe. So a little windy behind it too. Pretty tight pressure gradient. So, whoops. Oh, come on. It goes clicking and everything goes crazy. All right. So yeah, and this is Friday afternoon, evening. We've got some snow going on now as that system kind of winds up, and some, rain on the southern end here. So, yeah. So, before we get too much farther ahead of ourselves, we'll talk about this system. So, this system is kind of as advertised. The low tracks, surface low, anyways, down near Vegas, and it kind of takes that southern turn. So, more of southern half of Nevada and southern half of Utah will get most of the snow, into northern Arizona and parts of northern New Mexico, and then Colorado will get in on it. Looks like a little bit will come out into the plains here, Nebraska and Kansas. Kind of starts to, weaken as we go into Friday night into Saturday morning. Yeah, and then it looks like we got some showers and thunderstorms developing down here across the south, from Arkansas all the way, this whole general area here on Saturday, Friday night into Saturday. So might be some strong storms in there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't know if they'll be severe or not, but something, whenever you got thunderstorms going on with these fronts, you just, especially when you got moisture like this, you can always be thinking about possible severe. So this is Saturday evening, this time frame. So I'm going to kind of show you from here what happens out along the East Coast. So you see this low develops out over these warm the Gulf Stream waters. So the European takes this thing kind of out to sea. They might get a little clipping of snow out here around DC area and Philadelphia on the backside of this, but the nor'easter don't look like it's going to set up according to the European here. So it looks like it's going to go too far out to the east, out to sea. So that's going into Monday and Tuesday morning. So it stays out over the water. And then you get your next system up here, kind of trucking across the northern plains into northern Minnesota. So they might get another round of snow up there by, late Monday into Tuesday. So, all right, that's as far as I'm going to go out there to the east. Out west here, you can see this next storm kind of hugs this area. Comes into California on Saturday night into Sunday, Northern California, and then up through the Northwest. Doesn't really move inland until maybe Tuesday here. And it looks like a warmer system than the last one, so looks like a lot of it, according to the Europeans, going to be rain across Nevada, Nevada. Yeah, even across the Sierras, it's showing pretty warm, so this might be a warmer system. Let's go to our GFS American model here. So they're kind of showing the same thing too, a lot warmer out west. Yeah, so same general thing through early next week. Some mountain snows up here, it looks like, in the high elevations. But yeah, even out into northern Nevada, they're showing mostly rain. So it's like a warmer system. But this is what I wanted to show you. See this low here that develops with the GFS on Sunday morning. Still taking that track near the coast. So, there's some model differences. The Europeans farther east. So, I mean, they're showing, a full out blizzard probably, from DC to in New York City and maybe even Boston. So, yeah, And that goes, that lasts all, starts Sunday and goes into Monday and kind of winds up on Monday night. Tuesday moves off to the northeast. And if we look at this is our neighbors up in Canada, their model. So they're kind of doing it's a little bit farther east. So my take on this is it might go far enough out to sea where they might just get a little snow out here in this area, maybe Philadelphia, DC, and it may just go out to sea and not cause like a full-blown nor'easter up there. That's my gut, just based on these other models. So, and we're only what 3-4 days out, you know. So sometimes the models don't handle these super well. So yeah. So keep an eye out there if you're going to be along the East Coast or if you live out there in that area. So that's all I got to say about that. I think I've about covered it. I was going to quickly show you over there and where the Olympics are going on. So we've got a low pressure that's moved off into northern France, south near Belgium and southwest Germany. Looks like a frontal system kind of extending through Italy here. So it looks like some stormy weather for the Olympics there. Let's go look at the weather observations, surface stuff. Unfortunately, this doesn't have access to the radars over there, but we can look at what the obs are telling us, if it'll update now. Yeah, so there's some rain. Well, it's 34 degrees and some drizzle there. Yeah, over by Milan is in the 40s, low 40s, and it's getting to be night out there, so that's about what we've been seeing. Some snow up here in the mountains, so they might be getting some snow up there by Cortina. So, yeah, a little stormy there. That system will probably linger through, I don't know, tomorrow maybe, but looks like a little windy too up on the mountain peaks. So, yeah, that's what's going on out there. If you're concerned about that, that's all I've got. Hey, look, this thing zoomed on in on me, so I was gonna look at that. So that's that thunderstorm. You can kind of see it. The clouds, these are the high clouds. They just kind of blow off with the upper level winds that are stronger. But that's that thunderstorm we saw over Indiana there. And yeah, even up in, it's kind of on the edge, but it looks like there could be some thunder down there in southern Michigan. So, yeah. And then this stuff looks kind of suspect. It could be some thunder in there, showery, anyways. And see all that stuff bubbling up. This is probably going to be thunder if it's not already thunderstorm. So down here, that's what the bottom of Indiana up there. Probably not too far from Louisville area. So yeah, Cincinnati I think's over here, so they're not seeing too much yet. But yeah, this area is under the gun today for some strong to severe thunderstorms. So keep an eye out. Hey, Wixman Ray out.